Well, hello, this is the huggable, the lovable, Big Bear StarCraft 2, and I'm here to cast yet another game for you guys. Now, the song you guys hear in the background is something I just kind of want to try out, because I feel like in the early game, you know, it's generally the same stuff over and over again, and so, like, something maybe that you guys can listen to that's a little bit, like, you know, I mean, a little bit original, and the, you know, who doesn't love the Red Hot Chili Peppers? And for those of you guys who do not in fact already know this, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, I think that the song is called By the Way by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and it is one of my more favorite songs, obviously by my favorite band. I love the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They are, in my opinion, one of the most talented bands in the entire world, but then again, there are people who would not agree with me, and it is all about personal preference, because some people could think this song absolutely sucks. And if you guys don't like it, you can skip to, like, I think it's like 418 again. I think, like, a lot of the Red Hot Chili Peppers songs are almost exactly the same. Now, anyways, I do have a TVP for you guys. This is the red Terran spawning in the top left position is Liquidjinro. Now, people poke fun at Liquidjinro, calling him Liquidjinro. I think it's funny. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go on and Google his name, and you'll figure out why people call him Liquidjinro. I did say that already, but, like, for those of you who have not actually already watched my previous casts, you guys really should go do that, because it's actually really funny to see Liquidjinro. And I don't know, like, this, I guess it's some techno part. This is the weirdest part of the song, in my opinion. My favorite part of this song is, in fact, the chorus. But OgsMc, on the other side, he is going to be the blue Protoss spawning as in the top left position, so they are spawning in close positions. Now, in my opinion, close positions actually favor the Terran player, just because in this case, the Terran player can just kind of get his Marines and Marauders to the opponent's base, in this case OgsMc's base, a little bit quicker, because all that means is that once OgsMc gets his warp gates out, it really kind of doesn't matter where they are, because you can just put a pylon anywhere and really it'll be effective. And you can see he's actually going to be just rallying up here to the front with that first Zealot that he probably will be building soon. If he does choose to build the Zealot, we'll see. Now, if Liquidjinro had opted to go for some sort of Marine Marauder or very, very early push, and you don't build that first Zealot at close positions, you actually do automatically lose the game. So he's kind of lucky that Liquidjinro actually did not opt to go for the fast concussive shell Marine Marauder push that I've seen Select do a lot, and I think I like Select's all-in that he does. And you can see he's going to be getting a factory down, so he's going to be going for some sort of fast siege tank or fast Hellion play, or maybe even to fast Banshees. We shall see. Banshees are not going to be as successful here because they did not spawn close by air, so he probably is going to be opting for some sort of siege tank into expansion style of build, but I'm not entirely sure. Now, he is going to be building a bunker here, which is good play by Jinro, because that just means that now he can make sure that he is going to be safe from any sort of, like, stalker push, and the stalkers are going to be just totally ignoring this SCV, and instead he's trying to chrono boost them out to actually get a early push on, and he will maybe actually catch these Marines out of position, which is not good. Now, Jinro will kill this probe, but his Marines are actually going to get a couple shots taken by this stalker, and he may actually lose a Marine, which is not a good situation to be in, and he may actually lose 2 Marines, and if he does lose 2 Marines, that would be a huge deal, but he does not, and now this SDV here will in fact just go down. Now, MC here, that was really good harassed by this first stalker. He did already kill a Marine, and every single Marine early game is extremely important. Now, you can see he is going to be going for that concussive shell Marauder mix that is so effective, and he's going for Hellions, so he might be going for some sort of Hellion drop, because Hellions generally are unsuccessful against... What the heck is going on here? There we go. That was weird. Sorry, apparently one of my keys is broken. That was weird. Okay, anyways, now MC is going to be expanding behind these 2 stalkers, and these 2 stalkers here will actually contain the Terran player for a surprisingly high amount of time. Actually, I guess not that high amount of time, because there are Marauders with concussive shells out on the field, and if they do get a shot off on one of the stalkers, they will kill it with a little bit of micro. So one of the stalkers does in fact go down. Now, I think he's going to try to block this stalker with his Hellion and just kind of prevent it from running away so that he can't actually get his Marauders up. But no, instead he opts to just kind of run back, and now MC is going to be transitioning into a sentry style play, and he's just going to try to force shield this, but I think he's actually going to have to cancel this Nexus. So very good play by Liquidjinro. That is extremely smart, and I'm going to actually get rid of this name tag. And now he's going to be pushing up to the front of the base, and he's actually going to take off the sentry, because sentries are considered light, so they do just get one-shotted, or two-shotted by 2 Hellions. And now he's going to have to pull a lot of probes off of the line But this is pretty standard. But now Jinro is actually going to be pretty far ahead. Now, like I said, MC actually did win GSL a couple of years ago, so this guy is an extremely good player, and Jinro is doing really good against OgsMc. So I really like that. And obviously, OgsMc also did invent the classic fake out a fast expansion into a 4-gate all-in. He would build 4 gateways plus a nexus, and then the person would see the nexus and say, okay, he's expanding, so he would expand himself, and then at the last second, OGS would cancel the nexus and just go 4-gate all in. It was actually a pretty cool build, but that build has actually been rendered pretty ineffective because of this 160-second warp gate timing, which in my opinion is an extremely good nerf that Blizzard did do, because all that really does is it prevents any sort of extremely early pressure by the Protoss player, and it forces a Protoss player into more of a macro heavy game that all of us love to see. Now you can see that Liquidjinro is going to be transitioning into Banshees with Cloak, so that's really smart play by him, and he's going to just be building more barracks with a very, very late command center. So OgsMc is a little bit ahead right about now, but this Banshee here needs to do the damage that he wants it to do. I think he's already got one Banshee out. No, he does not. So he is simply sitting on one Banshee, and I think MC will actually scout the Banshee coming out of the starport, and so that's a very heads-up play by MC, and that is something that you want to see. Actually, there is one Banshee over here. Okay, so that's what I thought. I thought there was going to be a Banshee on the way already, and now, excuse me, now this Banshee will do a whole bunch of probe harassment. He's going to kill one probe. He should be killing two. And here comes the Observer. No, there is an Observer on the way, so now Jinro should run away with his Banshee. I've actually never really seen Jinro do any sort of Banshee harass. So that's good play. Wow. Miss micro by that Banshee to actually lose it. That's a big deal, because a Banshee generally needs to do 4 or 5 probe kills in order for the Banshee to in fact pay for itself and pay for the fact that you went for a tech route switch like going into Banshees. But he does have a really nice transition. He's just going to be transitioning into it looks like a very heavy Marauder ball with Vikings or Medivacs underneath that to support it. But the only problem is that he is still sitting on one base. He doesn't really feel safe to expand, and rightfully so. I mean, there are a lot of sentries and a lot of stalkers on the field for OgsMc, so if he did try to expand, that would maybe spell disaster. Now, I don't know what's going on here. He's not even using this. Okay, there you go. So he's just going to be flying his buildings around, trying to get the perfect unit composition that he does in fact need, but while he's flying everything around, he's really not producing any sort of units whatsoever, and I think that he's kind of going to be at a disadvantage here once the Protoss player does in fact try to move out. Now he's going to try to save this Banshee, and he will get it away, so he is a little bit lucky there, but that Banshee has 0 kills, so it's absolutely deterred. Now he needs to do damage with this Banshee, so he needs to send it back into the base, but MC with 2 observers and units at the back of each base, there's not really much that the Banshee can in fact do. So this is very, very good play by MC to stop this Banshee harass. This Banshee probably will get 1 or 2 probe kills before it has to get out of there. We'll see. 1, 2, maybe even 3, but if I was him, I would fly out. Yep. There it is. Now this observer here will be scouting everything that the Terran player is doing, so he knows exactly what unit composition he is making and exactly when he is pushing out and everything. And you can see that he's going to even see when the transfer is, and I'm sure that he is happy to see the transfer so late, because you can see he is a whole 7 workers ahead. That is something that you really want to be as a Protoss player, or any player for that matter. You want to be at a heavy worker advantage. So if you can sneak away with a whole bunch of extra workers, you really should. Or if you're not going to build extra workers, you need to make sure that you can do the damage to the other player. So for example, if I was the player like Jinro and I was sitting off on one base and he's saying very laggy, it's not like saying that's really going to help him in any way. So I don't really know why people say that, oh, it's lag. It's like, well, sorry guys, I mean, if you're going to hit the pause button, then do that, but I mean, if you say it's not like it's going to change anything. And MC can't even understand it anyways, because he is in fact Korean, and Jinro is saying still laggy. I think he's going to try to pause here, or I don't know if Stars Wars, because that is the tournament that this is from, I don't know if Stars Wars prevents the players from pausing, but you can see that actually there's going to be a giant push. 2 Marines are going to go inside the bunker. There's going to be force fields actually beautifully trapping off all of these Marauders from in fact running away, and more force fields are going to go down, and I think that this is going to spell the end of Liquidjinro. This is game over, and he says good game, good game. Good game to the power of 2. So this was in fact a relatively quick game, and I think that Liquidjinro here kind of just didn't macro up enough. He does so you can see his minerals are floating pretty high here, and he should have really gotten out Vikings a little bit sooner. You can see we're already at the 12-minute mark, and he has absolutely no Vikings. That is when the Colossus threat is imminent, and so he should have really had some sort of Viking play out on the field. But I really did like that early pressure by Liquidjinro. That was a good way to force the Protoss player into a little bit more of a nervous game and a little bit more of a defensive game. Those Banshees just really needed to do more damage than they did, and MC had an amazing counter to the Banshees. So OgsMc really did steadily outplay Jinro, and this is Big Bear StarCraft 2 signing out, saying I hope you guys have an excellent today and an even better tomorrow, and that my character code is in fact 473, and my character name is Big Bear on StarCraft 2, and you guys can add me and message me, and I will play with you guys because I want to get closer to my fans. So this is Big Bear StarCraft 2 signing out.